Okay, folks, welcome to a quick Sunday night update. We see the futures are under pressure this evening. Look no further than the headlines that are on Zero Hedge, I'm sure, across the financial news. Trade deal dead. Trump says 10% tariff on China, rising to 25% on Friday. That's big news, but it's not really the biggest news. The biggest news is this: another 325 billion in goods to be taxed. So, what's the problem here? Getting a trade deal with the Chinese. The problem is that the Chinese, they believe they have their right to intellectual property theft, and we inconveniently say no. So it looks as though President Trump is going to go to the mattresses on this one, and rightly so. They're stealing our intellectual property. So this is not going to bode well for the markets. This is indecision. The markets do not like indecision. So first, let's take a look at the futures as they stand at current. It could be a completely different story by tomorrow morning. It could be better, it could be worse, who knows? But we'll take a quick look, a snapshot in time. Then we'll take a look at the weekly support and resistance levels of the S&P 500 on TrendSpider to get a feel for where we closed out the week last week and where, if we do retrace, where might we find support on the SPY. So first, let's talk about TrendSpider. I have a discount code below. If you watch this on YouTube, CT25Z, that's 25% off of any of their products. Or if you want to join, become a member of the Contrarian Trader, it's included with your membership of silver and gold. So let's get to the charts here. Okay, so we're looking at the ESE mini futures, and we are down about 1.37% at current. We were lower. You could see that we bounced off of the 28.96 level. This is a 30-minute chart. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq. All right, so the Nasdaq has problems here. So does the S&P 500, but the Nasdaq really is getting hit hard here, down 1.61% at current. And the big problem here is that we broke through not one support level, not two support levels, but three support levels. And the one that's most concerning is this one here in green. We smashed through it, we bounced, now we're struggling to get back above it. So we have another 6 minutes to see what happens in this bar. Does it rally? Does it fail? What I'll be looking for here through the evening is whether or not we hold the lows of the session. I'll be looking at this lower band of support here in red. If this support level breaks, in all probability, we're going to take out the session lows. And we'll take a look at the triple Qs on TrendSpider to see where we may have support below on a weekly basis, okay? This is a big event, so we want to go real high level here and understand where our weekly support levels are. Forget about 4-hour support, forget about daily support, weekly support at a bare minimum. So let's go to the dollar. All right, so what's odd here is that the dollar is down about 1/3%. Normally, the dollar has been trading on bad news with China, meaning when you get bad news on a China deal, it rallies because it's a safe haven play, a perceived safe haven play. When you get good news, well, then that means that there is less fear. That money comes out of dollars, goes into stocks, because it's more of a risk-on trade. So we're not seeing a rally here on the dollar. The dollar did not have a good week last week. Perhaps it was forecasting bad news, and that the relationship between a safe haven play on bad China news is no longer the trend. I'm not ready to concede that point yet. Let's see how we open up tomorrow morning. I won't be doing swing trading today. Tomorrow morning, I have to travel tomorrow morning. So unfortunately, I won't be able to get in front of the microphone. Maybe I'll try. So the dollar is under a bit of pressure here. But again, this is a 30-minute chart. It's very early in the trading session. We are putting in a higher low here on RSI. All right, so what we'll be looking for here is a breakout on the dollar on a 30-minute basis. We're in a wedge formation here. It could go either direction right now. Everything is so volatile right now. Let's check out gold. It should be rallying. And it is rallying a little over 0.25%. Nice breakout here. Above resistance. Let's head over to TrendSpider to see where we would have support on the spiders and on the triple Qs. All right, so here are the spiders. We'd be looking for support is here at this lower band of support at around 278 per share. So what I want to do is I want to set up an alert. And this is what allows me to be able to focus on other things rather than staring at the screen. And this is the value that TrendSpider brings, is that it's automated. You take emotion out of the trade. No hoping when you should fear. Okay, we're going to keep this active. So we have our alert set. You can see it here. There's my alert. Now, what I want to do, I want to set up a tripwire. And I'm going to do this manually using the drawing tool. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to think about potentially shorting this market. So we're going to stay with the weekly chart, and I'm going to set an alert here at this current support level as we close out the week on Friday. Now, if we gap down below this support level this week, or we break down below it intra-week, and then we rally back, and we're unable to recapture the support level, I want the system to tell me when we are attempting to break through this resistance level. So I right-click, set up my alert at that line. When we get a touch of that, what should be support may now just be resistance. I want to know about it. I want TrendSpider to send me alert. I'm automating my trading. I don't need to sit in front of this computer all day long. I'm telling the system what I want it to do, and it's sending me the information when I need it, either to my phone or via email. I do both. And I just put a note in here that reminds me what I was thinking about when I set up the alert. It even has spell check. Okay, we'll keep this active for 14 days. We're using a weekly chart. We wanted to keep it going for a while. All right, so we have our alerts set. We're good to go here. And you can see all I need to do is take a look, and there are my alerts all ready to go. Let's take a look at the trip Qs. Okay. You can see that we closed out the week. Very strong last week. Let's throw some trend lines up here. We'll go with the weekly first. Okay. You can see that we still have room to the upside here to rally up to, say, $200 per share. Support would be, initial support level 1 would be 176.83 per share. So what I want to do now is again take out my drawing tool, and I want to know if we break this support level, assuming that we don't gap down below it tomorrow morning. So I'm going to click when we break through. Again, spell check. Okay. Fix that. Okay. So I have my alert set there. So I also want to know when we hit this support level here. So again, I'm going to take my alert tool out, and I want to know when we touch weekly support on the triple Qs. And one thing I'm noticing here that's very interesting on the triple Qs, let's set this up and I'll come back to it. Okay, so we now have this set up. Now, we have our alerts set up. We're good to go here, right? My Qs are set up. My spiders are set up. I'm good to go. Now, what I was looking at, what caught my eye, is that I have an overlay here of trend lines on a monthly basis. And you could see, extrapolated out, we have an upper band of potential resistance in dashed green line. And we closed just shy of it last week, which is pretty interesting. Let's appreciate the fact that we do have some resistance above here, potential resistance. We ran into it back here in August, and we couldn't get through it, and we sold off. We're now up and into it again. So let's just be careful. Appreciate the fact of where we closed out the week last week. Very close to historical resistance. This is the value of having your automated trading platform. It's efficient. It allows you to focus on your day job. Let the computer do the work for you. This is next level technology. If you don't have this, it should be an arrow in your quiver. You should have this. And use the coupon code, 25% off. It's huge. All right, that's it for tonight, folks. I will hopefully see you tomorrow morning. I may not be able to do it. Hopefully I can. Everybody have a profitable trading day and be well.